Hello and welcome back to another trading recap with Justin Low Stocks. So last night I traded NNDM. So originally it was the biggest gapper in pre-market. So I was obviously watching it, and it had a lot of consolidation pre-market at this 261 area. So I was looking for the gap and go play. If it broke 261 when market opened, I'd look to enter it and ride it up probably to around the $3 mark, because it's a nice whole dollar, and you would find a lot of resistance there. So I was a little bit late, however. When market opened, it began spiking straight away, and it did break this 261 point. But like I said, basically straight away, second minute of the market open. I was very late, and I got in here at 276 because it was just showing so much strength. Like there was a million shares trading per minute, so it was too much strength. Didn't want to miss out on it, which is not a good idea to fall into FOMO. But it was one of those things where I was like, as long as it holds the support of the EMA, I'll ride it out and see how it goes. I ended up buying into it here, and then especially after had these two big green candles, it started showing a lot of topping action here at the high 280s. As you can see, the white wick of this candle, this one here. So as it spiked up, I quickly got out and took my profit at 284. So I was in at 276, out at 284, which was a 3% profit. So that was just a quick 1 minute trade. And then I got back in as it dropped down. I probably should have been buying in this dip, but I wasn't sure how low it was going to dip down, and it shot back up so quick. So and because it shot up so quick, I was expecting it to, like I said earlier, get back to $3 or maybe even higher and break $3. So I got back in here. Also, it broke the previous high of the 1 minute candle. That's when I bought in, 290. Came up to $3, but I just wasn't quick enough. I'm pretty sure I did click the sell order, but I was a little bit too slow, and it had already dropped back down off the $3 mark. So I missed it, and I was waiting for it to get back up to the 3, but it wasn't getting up there. And then it fell back down. I was still holding my position, but because it hadn't broken this red EMA line, and it also hadn't broken sort of the lows of the consolidation point. So I decided to buy at the 276 area as it dipped back down, and I was going to cut both lots of shares if it cracked below this level around 270. I was going to cut it. However, when I bought the second lot at 276, it then pretty much bounced off these lows and the EMA line, and it came back up, sort of tested the highs, but I got out before it even tested the highs at 287, because I was in the red from this part, but after I added there and got out up here, it ended up being a green trade. Both of those put together, I think it was about $60 I made. So those were the two trades I made on NNDM. Then the other trade I made was a little bit later on CORV. So like I said, it had been a bit of a quiet day. Wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. So this one, it spiked up a lot, and it had a very big dip, and it was a sign where it came back 40 cents off its highs, or 50 cents, sorry, 50 cents off its highs, and it's only a $3.50 stock, which that's a very big pullback to the point where it's showing a lot of weakness, not strength. Like if it dipped back 20 cents or so, it's still showing strength because it's still up near its highs. But after a 50-cent pullback, which ends up being about 15%, that's too big of a pullback for it to still be showing momentum. So after this pullback, I didn't want to buy into it, because I didn't know how high the bounce was going to be. So I didn't buy into it, but if it did have a bounce, I was willing to short it, because there were shorts available on this stock. So I saw it dipping down, and then it spiked up with these two big candles, and when this first green candle was starting to spike, I'm like, yep, look, I'm going to take a short around here, the 320 level. It's a nice looking resistance point. a bit off its highs, but still this is where a lot of the candles had consolidated before it had this 1 minute candle that spiked. So it came up, I shorted a bit early into the 314 area, and then it kept running up back up to 330. So I was down a bit of money because I went on a big size on this trade. I went 1,000 shares. So at this stage I was probably down $150 just on this stock, not on the day entirely, but just on this stock. And I was willing to hold it as long as it didn't break the high of the day, which was 340, and it immediately rejected, and it came back down, and it came back to this 303 level, 304 level, and I took my profits there. So I made basically 10 cents on the short side, another 3%, but I had 1,000 shares on that, so 3% of $3,000 was my profit, which is about $100. So yeah, it was a very good trade, and went well, and I hope tonight goes well as well. Be trading at the girlfriend's place tonight and with my laptop, so it's always good because trading is that job you can do anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection and a laptop. So yeah, look forward to tonight. I'll put out a video again tomorrow showing tonight's recaps as I always do, and yeah, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.